Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How are we doing tonight? Good. Excellent. So, I've recently been playing around with something called decentralized finance. And they like to call it DeFi, but I call it definitely confusing. So DeFi is like that friend who's always trying to convince you to go skydiving without a parachute. Trust me, it's going to be fine. But you know, if DeFi were a person, it would be that friend who is always suggesting those questionable ideas, but insists that they're always onto something big. Trust me, it's the future. You know who I'm talking about? Right. Tried explaining DeFi to my grandma. She still writes letters with a pen, so you can imagine how well that went, right? It's like online banking, grandma, but it's kind of like financial Jenga, but only with your real money. Isn't that the truth? One false move and So I decided to dip my toe into DeFi recently. I thought, well, why not? What could go wrong? Famous last words. It's like jumping into a pool without checking if there's any water. Well, look, now I'm swimming in debt now. But no, seriously, DeFi is all about smart contracts. Now, they call them smart, but honey, I've seen smarter toasters. I mean, these contracts are like, I'm programmed to handle your money, but if I mess up, good luck in trying to figure out who's to blame. Oh, you guys are great. Thank you so much. And then there's these things called yield farms. You guys heard of them? Yeah. It's like, hey, let's plant some money seeds. Let's water them with hopes and dreams, and let's watch them grow into financial success. Spoiler alert, more often than not, it's crop failure. And let's not forget about liquidity pools. Now, it sounds gorgeous, doesn't it? Like a place you can go for a relaxing swim. Wrong. It's more like jumping into a pool filled with financial piranhas. Oh, you want to swim? Sorry, we're just here for your money. And they always have these names for these projects that sound like they came from a random word generator. Introducing Crypto Unicorn Banana Moon Lambo Coin. I mean, are we investing in cryptocurrency, or are we creating our own version of Scrabble? Oh, stop it, guys. Stop. Now, let's talk about rug pools. You guys ever heard of rug pools? I mean, it sounds cozy. It sounds right. Like you're in front of a fireplace with a nice cup of cocoa. But in the crypto world, a rug pool is more like sitting by that fireplace and suddenly realizing that the floor is gone. Surprise! Your investment just disappeared. But there's the thing about rug pools. They're like bad relationships. You don't see the signs until your money's gone, and you're just left wondering, was it something I said? Should I have taken it slower? Thank you, everybody. Good night. Enjoy the show. Road dog. Bye-bye.
Damn, feeling lucky. Out above my own streets, us two in these streets. Diamonds on my feet, caught up in these talks. Circling my head top, should've been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before, made it out of 11 more. Like my phone CoinEx, so I can't stop, I want it all. Listen up, I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. Remember when you wanted to. Remember that I said what you. Turn around, eat your greens. When you fight, but you do real clean. Then you come to the bed and you love real dirty. Everybody sweater drops, you're real keen. Bring it, let me get your juiciest piece. Can't remember when I've had the same please. The shops at the club never had no boundary. How's it gonna be? Wanna eat these centerpiece? Where we gonna go? You're gonna need these calories. Giving me a treat to refill these batteries. Then you only them on your knees, there's no way to dream. Ooh, it's sneaking up on you. There's nothing you can do. There's things about the boo. nothing you can do. This thing's about to boom. I lose control when you do it like that. Ain't got you love when I go mad. Got you at the perfect time. I was such a you know what you want to do. I can never be
Check, 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Going to give it about another minute and let a few more people come into the stream. Alright guys. Check. Let's go ahead and get this thing kicked off today. Someone forgot to turn on the lights. Here we go. Welcome everyone to the Daytime Crypto Chart with Road Dog. My name is Lane. Today is Friday, January 26, 2024, as we're heading into the crypto weekend. And oddly enough, on Friday, after a very boring, bearish kind of week for altcoins and Bitcoin more sideways than anything, now we're pumping on a Friday, going into the weekend with more than likely lack of liquidity, as true retail has not really started FOMOing into Bitcoin and altcoins just quite yet. But we got our eyes open. Weekend trading is the first metric to look at for that. We start seeing prices bump up on the weekend. Hey man, things are starting to get mega bullish. That's what we want to see, but we haven't started seeing it yet. Keep an eye on that. May I draw your attention to a magical four-letter word that could change your life and safeguard your crypto to keep you from getting hacked and walking into your wallet one day and saying, where did it all go? That four-letter magic word is DAWG, as in Road Dog. Type in that four-letter word in on the Tangem Wallet app or the Tangem Wallet website, tangem.com. Get you one of these little guys with a 10% discount. Actually, get about 2 or 3 of these little guys. Very secure, very awesome, very secure. Need an NFC phone to make this little magic guy work for you, though. If that's not what you got, if you don't have one of those, then might I suggest the SecUX wallet. Links are in the description below, and I will also add them to the chat very quickly. Right here. Copy. Paste, highlight, put it on there. There it is for Tangem. Here it is for the SecuX, which has a lot of different wallets to choose from. A lot. They even have one that's like Tangem with a fingerprint thing on the card for security. It's crazy. Check out that website. Pretty cool. And SecuX. Let's move on now and take a look at what's going on in the market. Day price right here. What's up today? Well, most everything is up today because it's been beaten down. Have you been bagging some altcoins at some juicy prices? You might make a nice little gain this weekend. Or today. These prices bump up, but will they hold? That's the question. And that's when we got to start turning to the charts, is what we're going to do right now. Biggest thing to pay attention to right now, in my personal opinion, is Bitcoin dominance and total 3 indices, as well as your Tether or stablecoin dominance charts. Notice this, that Bitcoin dominance has broken a very substantial trend that has been going on, well, for a long time, most of the year. This could be a topping out for Bitcoin dominance, meaning that a reversal could be in store that would bring Bitcoin dominance down. If that happens, that is generally very good for altcoins. You can see when Bitcoin dominance is going down, altcoins are in a favorable position, but when Bitcoin dominance is going up, it's not so healthy for altcoins. It's where all the money's starting to pay attention to Bitcoin and starting to go into it. It's getting the attention. But if that reverses, the opposite is true, and then our altcoins start taking off. But we're in a very weird situation right now where, we broke the trend line on Bitcoin dominance, but it's not falling. She's seeming kind of strong. She's going a little bit sideways at the moment. And it's not helping us out too greatly on altcoins, because altcoins have also lost a major trend line that we've been following for quite a while. The whole move on altcoins, that trend has broken. We fell below. Could we be making a head and shoulders, getting a reversal, coming down? I do see us losing a bunch of money in altcoins over the next, let's see, 3, 4, 5 weeks. Could be on a downtrend. Now, could be wrong. You find support and start coming back up here. What we want to look out for really is Bitcoin dominance to come up and, come back down and retest, which would also, we'd also looking for a similar situation, maybe out of altcoins, maybe, not saying that they will play out identical at the same time by any means, and that really doesn't make a lot of sense, but they're both in places where they could get bounces and go to the upside. Maybe both of them go up at the same time. I don't know, but I'm looking for altcoins to come up to this area and then possibly get rejected and then move down. So maybe a little pumpy pump over the next week for some altcoins. Some of them, not all of them, because we're in a situation where it's only going to be the strong survive right now. People are getting out of the weak ones, coming into the dollar and coming into Bitcoin. It does appear that Bitcoin will get a little bit of a pump up, probably over maybe the weekend. Maybe. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and see how she's doing on the bigger time frames. What we have right now, in my personal opinion, for Bitcoin, we're having a great day today. We were coming down, finding support on the 100 moving average, somewhere around 39.5-ish. Well, that's held today, and we're also trying to reclaim the 9 moving average on the weekend. That's really actually hella bullish. Now, if we close a candle above this, open a candle above that, that is still pretty bullish. I am actually looking for prices to maybe come up to retest this area, the top of this trend line, also where our 9 and 50 moving average are bearishly crossing right now. Come up to this area, and then I'm looking for a rejection there, which will probably last for about another week or so. Well, actually, in the bigger picture, it might last a little longer. This puts us in a scenario, and you probably do not want to hear this, but we got to talk about it. We got to talk about what's really going on so we can make plans accordingly. Everything is telling me that price would come up somewhere in these areas. It may not even make it up that high to 42.5 or 42.7. She may only make it up to, just right at 42,000. But we got a chance to come up here. This gives us a unique opportunity for our portfolios. If you have, for your investor side, even for your trader side, and we'll get into that, but for your investors right now, if you got some lagging bags, you got some projects that maybe you got into and like, man, I don't know about this one. I don't know. You will have a chance maybe over this weekend or maybe over this next week to kind of switch over and get out of some slagging bags or some of the ones that are lagging and into some more of the ones that are stronger and, you know, riding this trend up a little bit more favorably. Just some options that will be coming our way that I'm planning on taking advantage of. That's what I plan to do as this comes up. Maybe over this weekend, we might get a little pumpy pump in Bitcoin. But it's happening on a Friday. They're up to something. I think this is a scenario that they want to try to swing our way. So we're in what could be a bear trap, right? Maybe they come up. Maybe they do something funky like this, a little inverted head and shoulders, giving us the idea that maybe we'll pop back in here, and maybe we will. If we do pop back into this trend line, say if we get around 43,000, start holding that. If we make a higher high, easiest way to do that. This high over here that we had, 43,500. If we make a higher high, we break back into this trend line. Oh, that's good. That's good. That means we got a bear trap. The smart thing to do would be to start looking toward 48, 49,000, maybe even 50,000 area, as we're going to come up and touch the top of this trend line yet once again. That would be hella bullish. I like that. I'm not against that. But let's go back to these bigger time frames again, because the bigger time frames rule. And you're saying, but Road Dog, you're saying we could. Yeah. But right now we're not over that 9 moving average. We haven't broke back in there. Right now the sign says that in all realistic probability, we got a very good chance to come back and retest this area about 37,000. I'm trying to move the price down there. Maybe even as low as 36.8, somewhere, anywhere along this trend line. And we're targeting this 9 moving average here, which will probably come up here. So what are we looking at? About another week, another 7 days. It might get up to about 36.8. Price might slowly work its way down. The two will meet somewhere in the middle. And then we might see the bounce that I'm looking for. Even then, let me be honest about what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the possibility of a bounce here, and then we should come back up, retest this area about 48,000. It is here that we need to pay close attention to what happens after we break this area about 44,000. This is where we could get some kind of M top. It might M top here. We've got to trace this, look at our bearish, look for bearish divergence, and then see, because we're in a situation here with Bitcoin. It might make more sense if we come to the 2 week. Let's pull up our indicators on this 2 week. We're looking here at Market Cipher, VMC, the free version on TradingView. Stochastics already turned down, heading to the downside. Got a red dot. Our VWAP has entered negative territory, and overall, we're still in the red on money flow. So a chance for a pullback, highly likely on that 2 week time frame. 2 week rules over the 1. The interesting thing that I will say is I don't see bearish divergence. That means that we're going to get a trend reversal. Just a pullback. That kind of reiterates the point about 37,000 in that area. At worst, maybe 32. Don't want to see that. Don't want to see this trend line break. If we start hitting around 32, I'm going to be looking for lower areas down to 18. So I'm not wanting to see that happen. But 36, 37, still on the table. So I don't recommend going gung-ho, high leverage. We're going to the moon. Even though short term, 1 hour looks great. Looks great. All right, so let me clear out some of these little lines that I got drawn over here. But if you track the 4 hour, which we normally do in swing trading, this area right up here, 4 hour, 200 moving average come in there. Look, all of our moving averages have crossed bearishly over the 200 on the 4 hour time frame. No bueno, we're just getting a retest. Maybe the 100, maybe the 200. Either one of these could reject on us and send us down. Could happen. Likely to happen. We've already met the measure move for this big pattern we were tracking there. Let's remove this old information. Let's look at the new information that we got. This was playing out, and we talked about this last night on the stream. We can break up to the upside. We talked about this scenario last night. It also could have been a bear flag to take us to the downside, which it wasn't. So I don't know why I'm even drawing that to throw us in that situation, but that's where we could have been heading. We talked about that, 36.8. We decided to do the other thing, which could possibly take us up here to about 43.6. Possible. That does break up into the pattern. That would be a good sign if it holds. Let's keep these ideas in mind here. 43.683. Might see that. So could we be going into the weekend with a bullish Friday and maybe a bullish Saturday, maybe a bearish Sunday? It usually plays out that way a lot of times. Just keep that on the radar. Can't say for sure anything until we actually get above these areas. If we start showing a sign of strength at these areas, amen, we'll be the first ones to catch it here on the channel, seeing those signs on it, because I will be broadcasting live every day this weekend, every night most likely, and we could see those prices. But what typically happens in this scenario is a rejection coming down, retest the bottom we had, and possibly break lower, testing this major area that I'm looking for. That's kind of what it's starting to look like maybe coming into play over this next coming week. From what I'm seeing here, the 2-week time frame, and even what we're seeing here on the 4-hour. Giving you a heads up, this gives you a chance to manipulate your bags, manipulate your trade, your mindset, and everything, and get ready for that move. Whether you want to short everything, cryptos, altcoins, Bitcoin up here at this area. After that confirmation and rejection there, after it gets rejected there, that's the safest time to do it. Should it come up in this area, confirm a rebound, a bounce there, that would be a great place to go long. And that's how I am looking at it for this weekend and how I'm looking at it for altcoins. If Bitcoin does come up in here, we have to take a look and see what Total 3 is doing, tracking that, and make our decisions for our altcoins based on that. Right now, let's look at Total 3 a little bit closer, and then we'll jump into some altcoins. If you guys got any coins you want me to take a look at, throw them in the chat now. Let me get that list out there. Otherwise, you're just going to go over the ones I go over. You may be in them, you may not. You may want to hear about them, you may not. Don't know. Total 3, we got to take a look at you closer. A little closer. On a bigger time frame. Let's zoom out on Total 3. What say you, Total 3? Total 3 on my big picture. We can see this area, 484,000, is our accumulation zone still for this home move. Now, for where we've been lately, as beautiful as this Fibonacci area lines up right here, tells us that 416,000 could be where we retrace to. If we break below that by our Fibonacci's, we go back into dreaded accumulation. So you know what? I'm actually going to change things around. I'm going to remove some of these little lower targets. This is the main one we got to look at right here. This is it. Total 3. We could bounce anywhere before we get there, but if we don't bounce by the time that we get there at $416 billion, it could get a lot uglier. But to give you a little hopium. Something is ringing. I don't know what that is. Oh, I got an alert on Nest USD. Look at this. For real this time. I guess I need to do that. Nest. Okay. Well, let me write that down so I don't forget it. I'll take a look at that next. 2-week chart. We're in the middle of a red cloud. We're getting to the edge of it, not in the middle of it. That's where it will suck us in. So yeah, we might get a pullback. Might happen. Might see prices fall back on altcoins. Remember, this channel that we're in has a good chance for a retest, and that's what we're doing. And actually bouncing off 417 is a lot better than coming back down to where we can in the $380 billion. Means basically your altcoins would tank should that happen. And then they will perk up very nicely if you buy around that area. Weekly time frame, or this particular time frame that we're on. Now we're still kind of okay as far as this trend line goes. Wicking below it a little bit there, but I trust it a little bit more on some of the smaller time frames, just to be honest with you, because it's a less noise, little bit more certainty there. Definitely have broken that. Definitely coming down. And we can safely bounce in this area down here, losing about another, what is that, $60 billion possible lost in altcoins? We could see that. The hopium side that we might want to look at, and look at this on the smaller time frame. Break out from this channel. Now this channel has a measure move. And on the 4 hour here, total 3. Should take us up just a little bit past this 200 moving average. Trying to get past this resistance area that we had here. Look at the support resistance area. It was support here. Let's go ahead and draw that line. Very important right here. Support here, resistance here. Again, resistance at that wick. My personal opinions are that it's a high likelihood that we may not make it past 500 million. If we do, that's a good sign. But the indicators here, especially my moving averages, are suggesting that probably ain't going to happen just yet. Might get rejected there. That's a good time to start looking at taking some profit on some altcoins, or maybe getting out of some that are not performing as well for you, because it might be their toppy tops at that area. Just throwing that out there. That's what I'm looking at right now. Overall, when you zoom out here, we kind of got maybe a head and shoulders type pattern. Now, is this going to negate? Could. That would be great. It doesn't have to play out, but if it does play out, don't scare us, road dog. This is just the worst case scenario, man. Kind of takes us back to that $380 billion area that we're talking about. That could be a scenario that gets us there. Just saying. So now total 3 is telling me that we could be looking for a nice little short-term pump out of our altcoins, but I wouldn't get too sold or too bullish and say, oh yeah, we're going up to retest an area, and likely we will get rejected there. Just throwing that out there, likelihood. If I'm wrong and we start bouncing to the moon, hey. But I'm just giving you a warning, letting you make a game plan. Hey man, this is a good time. If you're in some bad places, you could probably turn things around a little bit, or help turn things into make it look a little bit better. All right, so that's all I got to say about crypto overall, market cap. We can look at some altcoins. It was NEST, which has popped up on my alerts. So let's see what we got going over here. Nest token. I think it's one that I'm interested in. I'm interested in so many of them. I may have to take a reminder and see why I'm interested in this one. Support resistance area right here that's concerning. Got to see it flip above that, hold that before we could see anything more bullish. That's 0.004829 right now. Currently price is at 0.003534 at the moment. On the daily chart, way under the 200 moving average. So my alert was for this area right here. Apparently, I'm not on the right chart, or erased it one. Which means it should get a pump up here. It's got some struggling to do. Really, for this one, I need to see it get above this and hold that and flip it before I really feel safe from getting in on this. What was this coin? Let's take a look at it really quick here on... Let's go over here. They'll give me a description. Nest Protocol. This one has got $9.3 million market cap at the moment. Total supply is 9.9 billion. Circulating supply is 2.9 billion. All-time high for this guy was 3 years ago. It reached 23 cents. Currently sitting at 0.0034-ish, whatever. Its all-time low was just 7 days ago. So we're just above the lows. It's available on Gate.io, Mexi, HTX, Coin1, Buybox, CoinW. Available on a few exchanges right there. Let's go see what they do. It's a decentralized trading infrastructure that eliminates market makers and LPs. That's why it was interesting. Yeah, getting rid of the market makers and liquidity providers. Interesting concept. Nest includes 3 modules: Nest Oracle, Nest Assets, Nest Craft, FT. Nest Oracle provides decentralized on-chain prices. Net assets are generated and burned by Nest smart contracts and provide currency units for martingale transactions on Nest. Nestcraft converts various on-chain random sources into a super marginal function library and provides a variety of customizable martingale trading options. Very nerd financial speak right there, but check out the website if you find it may be interesting. It's got a very low market cap, so it's on my radar, but it just tripped over a key area, so it may be doing something. Not far from its bottom, so maybe an investment. Just throwing that out there. We've been looking at it, and alert just went off right now, so I'm going to set another alert right up here. Look, dummy, I got to do this or else I'll shrug them off. Shrug them off and not take a look at them. Whatever. All right, so Nest. Let's go over here to the chat. So we got Dave P in the house, not a member in the house. Grimmer says, hey, Grimmer says, or AI. How's that one doing? I haven't looked at that one lately. Not the price on it. Or AI. It's on the Cosmos ecosystem, which I like, and I think is going to be a very prominent ecosystem in the coming. They've laid down the groundwork for multi-chain as a multi-chain protocol, just being able to swap things from chain to chain, move things from chain to chain. Pretty cool. A lot of EVM compatible projects over there. New concepts breaking off over there, new technologies, modular blockchains, which will be a game changer or enhancer. I'm going to look at the KuCoin chart here. This is where we've been charting it. We're looking at the possibility of, it could have been a rising channel. It retest went up, but it didn't go parabolic. She was trying. That's normally what we see from these structures, although she did break out kind of early. Normally, these things break out about 75% of the way into the pattern. And to do that, you just kind of go with your angles here and extend it all the way out. This one broke out really early. Should have broke out somewhere here for that. It still could. Might be bouncing, go back up here and fool us all. Could be. But it broke out a little early, then broke back in, and then now we're down to the downside. If I move this little thing, you can see that we broke past that, which is quite common with bear traps. So I'm calling this as a bear trap, possible reversal area there for ORI. But when you zoom out, hey man, we're still in good. Do you see this dotted red line? That is the extent of this triangle pattern we got here. And we're retesting that, and it's holding very, very well. So I'm curious to see if we bounce off there. Let's go ahead and take this pattern off just to remove any kind of biases. Now, measure move here should still be valid. That's from the bigger triangle pattern. So I'm still looking for that to get hit. And that's coming in somewhere around close to $16. So I'm still bullish on that. Higher highs, higher lows. Right here with this wick. Do we have anything corresponding over here? A little bit over here. Probably strongest right here. Let me draw a horizontal line there. Let me color it white. And that's given us confluence that we could be bouncing off this area. Can be. Now we are in the middle of an Ichimoku cloud here on the daily. Not the greatest place to be. Could be some sideways and down. Could take a little while. 4. And I'm seeing if I can do some Elliott waves counts here. Let's see what I just flip on the wave. See what he says. Makes it easier. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. Elliott seems to think that this is, we've already met our 5 wave, so trend should be basically over, which looks like it is. I'm not going to disagree. A, B, C. And this is where Elliott just hasn't really got a clue where. Well, I mean, really. Not that easy to predict where it's going to go. I'm just going to tell you, is respecting this trend line, as long as it does, we're good. Now, if we do this, I mean, there might be a possibility of some kind of funky head and shoulders pattern that would bring us back down to these areas, 431, but not seen it yet. ABC correction, yeah, that's cool. Might be heading back up to around 722, 756, and then come back down for a retest. Falls in line. If we can get above the red cloud and stay above it, that would be great. It's trying to reclaim the 9 moving average right now. That's positive. If it does it, that would be great. I'm going to zoom out to a weekly chart just to get a feel for what might be going on in the bigger picture, because that's really the one that rules the roost. I'm not seeing any bearish divergence telling us that, things are just going to go south. Just remember, there's a chance to come back and retest this trend line, although this dotted one seems to be holding well. Let's see if we can keep that. Here we're above a red cloud, and it really shouldn't suck us into it in the negative. It should help repel us. So we may be getting a fib, an overall fib, Anachi, from swing low to swing high. And we're at this 382 level, which is a common level to bounce for a bigger up move. So let's just throw it out there this way. We got a good chance for it to hold at the areas where it is and go higher. If she fails from there, maybe 445 in that area, at worst 318. But she is on a trajectory where she's making higher highs and higher lows. The biggest clue I can give you, when you start seeing lots of top wicks, those are usually indicators of a healthy correction coming, or a bigger correction coming. So you start seeing a lot of top wicks, whether they're on the Christmas tree candles, they show up on the Kiss for Christmas tree candles, and even on Heikinashi. Signs that, hey man, hope you took a little profit, because might be changing this trend for a little bit. And that's exactly what we're getting out of this. So a nice little clue to help tip you off that I might want to make a backup plan, or hedge a little, do something to kind of step up my risk protection, my risk management. So far, that's really all I can say on these bigger time frames. It depends on where we are now. Right now, we're looking a little bullish on the smaller time frames. I would look for a possible retest of this trend line, maybe even following this 200 moving average, which currently is sitting at 682. Any breakup above this trend line would be beautiful. A retest of 660 area probably be in order. Somewhere through there. A retest in this wick area. That's really a good area it's got to get above. Just be careful of a scenario where it gets rejected and then comes down for, another low. Because breaking this trend line is kind of big. It's got to work out through some things it's got to work out through that baggage before we can overcome it. So making something like some kind of inverted head and shoulder, some kind of triple bottom, something like that, a bottoming pattern here to kind of boost us to the upside is what we got to keep our eye out for. Go back to the chat there, look for anything else, but until I get there, I want to check out TAO, or Toad. Keep typing it in wrong. TAO. Bittensor. Check it out over here, Mexi. Elliot seems to say we're doing an ABC correction and expects it to drop all the way back down to 175 or possibly $50. Go, Elliot. You're on the 4 hour and you're being that bearish already? Wow. Let's see Elliot's thinking behind this. Do I confer? It depends on when you started counting, Elliot, because sometimes you count weird. And 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. 5. How do you know that this was an ABC and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How do you know that? ABC. You're saying this is ABC? That's where we start getting in some issues where I don't always agree with Mr. Elliott. So in these situations, I just like to zoom out. Let's look and see what's really going on here. We've got a pullback to the 0.5. Almost to the 618. We're coming up here. 396. What I'm saying is look up here for a possible M pattern anywhere through here. Let me see if I can define this a little bit better. Let's take a Fibonacci from swing high down to this bottom here, swing low. See the 786 area and 886 area? Those are great areas for it to reject and come down, which it 886 got it. That may be the top you see out of it, or it may come back up to this area. So there's about 375. That, if we're making an M pattern, we may have that. I'm going to zoom out to the daily, and I'm going to look at my RSI, and I'm going to look for divergence. When it comes to an M pattern, that's what I want to see. Right now we got candle tops here, candle tops downside. It's leaning to the downside. RSI for that same area, a little down, a little even. If we come up higher, let's say if we come up to about 456 in this area, if we get lucky enough to see that at that 1.27 fib area, which is likely, it's probable to happen. We're going to make a new higher high. That's what I'm banking on. 454. We could come up there and then have a little bit of a steeper correction, because then we could have a little bit of a bearish divergence forming. Right now, it looks kind of interesting. There's a possibility that could happen. Again, I'm not seeing bearish divergence here, so it's starting to look like that scenario may play out. Coming down to the 4 hour, I do got to say that wick has got a lot of sell pressure, and we're below the 9 moving average. So, smaller time frame, I'm looking for maybe a retracement, either back down to about 317 or possibly even down to 301. Any one of those areas. Really need to see this 618 area hold. If that doesn't hold, then we'd come down. These are some good places if you're trading to look at taking some profit, and definitely saving a little bit if you're trading for 454 in that area. That could happen. TAO. Come over to the chat, see what we got. Grimmer said, oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. I should have checked that out. I do that all the dang time. So, here we go. Let's throw this idea on TAO in case I blocked it out there. So talk about, we got our bounce here, came up. These areas right here are great for rejections. And when that happens, well, then we play a fib game again. We go from swing low to swing high. If we're getting rejected there, where are we coming down to? Well, 618 could come into line, 268. 307. I'm really looking more at the... Really looking more. Always the trend line, always the trend line. Now this was a measured move. Don't want to let my measured move lines confuse me and make me think that they're a trend line. That will throw me off. So here on the 4 hour, we lost the 9 moving average. That means the 21 comes into play. So automatically we're around 310 as a possible target. What I'm saying is this area right back here, about 283, 277, somewhere right through there could be where we come down to, bounce off this trend line, this new trend line that we got going on right here, and just continue to the upside. Higher highs, higher lows, that's what we're looking for. For TAO. AKT Akash, it's been kind of high lately. To me, it looks like she's going for a retest. Oh, no, not so much. It was still there, but... I think this area up here is going to be... We'll have to watch this, see if we do an M pattern. This is where I want to zoom out and start looking at my RSI here. We had a good run. We got three humps and a dump. It's the easiest way I can describe this. Whether you're doing a Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and that might be where you're looking at the A, B, C, making an M patterns, reversal patterns, and then come down 1, 5 down, and we might be looking at that for real. And so that's why I'm getting over here to check out my RSIs. So far, there's no bearish divergence. So as we see price come up, we want to check this and look for that divergence whenever we reach the top of these trend lines. Right now, it looks like that will be coming in about 321. We may be hitting that area. We would check out their divergence, and if we see that forming there, see if we can do this and not leave it up. You want to see that top of that bow tie there on this side, your side. So you want to see this RSI get above here, and maybe price not. Or I'm sorry, you want to see price get up there, but our RSI just not quite get up there. So we want to have basically something like this on our price. You come up, you get rejection, you got that on your price, but yet you still got a downward trend on your RSI. That's the situation that we're looking at that would tell us, hey man, might want to take profits, get out of this. It's probably going to reverse on you. In that situation, we'll keep our eye on that this weekend too. Come over and check out the chat again. Here we are. Sorry about that, guys. Hide the charts. And I wish there was a way that I could put the chat over here. I know there's a way to do it. I think it's going through Streamlabs, and I'm using just straight OBS. But if I could get a little chat window where I could actually see it on my screen, the one that I'm always looking at, I can catch that a lot easier. Just gotta have a sticky note chat every once in 5 minutes. Yeah. Problem is, I don't remember to check the sticky notes. I got one right here. It says what I should be looking for flow. All good. Let's keep pamping, says Jorge. How's it going, Jorge? All right, move chat out of the way there for a second. All right, I really have nothing else pressing to go over. Just checking out some of the coins. Aleph, one that's been on my radar, looking at. These are over my MEXC bags, which I consider like my degen plays, but you know, I'm looking for some good projects. I'm trying to build some bags over there and just make some little degen plays here and there. But if I see some new projects, that's the bag that I'm starting to build them in, and then I'll move them off to my Tangem wallet or to my Ledger wallet. Aleph is looking good on the daily. Reclaimed the non-moving average, maybe reclaiming the 21. That's good. Now we lost this trend line, and it's still going to be an issue. So I would look for this trend line to help you determine the next profit point. Could be as high as 355. Let's zoom out on this guy and let's pull our Fibonacci. Swing low to swing high. Bounce off the 618. Beautiful. That sets us up actually for a target right around this area. 3.42. And so I'm going to actually move this down to here. And still always track the trend line, but this is a good area just for this particular move that it did. Let me see if I can spell this out. So you broke out this trend line here. Don't even need that guy now, really. So you had a nice little kind of channel wedge pattern, 70% chance that breaks to the upside, right around that area, 68. Actually, I think for a channel, it may be as low as 64. If you want the details, if you want the true accurate statistics for this, the patternsite.com or any of Thomas Bukowski's books, his encyclopedias of chart patterns, which I have a copy of that here too. All that information is over on this website as well. It gives you all that detail over there. So I recommend that. And here we go for channels. Now, I don't know if he spells it out here or not. Channels are... Best I remember, it was somewhere around 62 to 64%. But Thomas Bukowski's at patternsite.com, man, I'm telling you, that should be your textbook. And it's a free textbook to teach you how to run this game on this market or any market. Pattern trading, man, I'm telling you. AB equals CD is really how this works out. That's also on the pattern site. And that's what we're looking at to give us a little move here. Breakout, and that took me right back to where I was before. Should just rode with that too. Oh, don't want to do that. I'm trying to move this little guy over, and I'm trying to mark a line for this guy. Paint him blue because that's what I do to identify it as a measured move. Sometimes I even do that little guy. Put a little price tag up there, so target right around that area, 376-ish. That'd be a nice little gain for ALPH Alephium from this breakout area. If you caught the breakout, you're looking for about almost close to a 2x there. Nice. Coming down the smaller time frames, let's check her out. Make sure that she is doing good. Non-moving average crossing, good. 21's got across that 52. We're kind of in the red cloud here. Now she may pull back and retest these areas. Don't be surprised if she does, but she broke out of a nice formation. This one has a good probability to reach 340 and 377 with this type of move. It's more than just a falling channel. It's taken into consideration where it came from and how it formed out. We're bouncing off that 618 for a big move up like this. 5 waves, and we're down, going up. It looks good. I like it. I like it a lot. I think this is a good one to put on your radar. Trying to check out my chat again here. CTI pump big. All right, let's take a look at that. I do have that. I think CTI is in a new category where we're actually using blockchain technology in a real world way to change the world, because blockchain can change the world. Clinical trials, using it in clinical trials for this project. Very interesting in the DeSci category. New categories coming out that will get noticed. Just hasn't got as much notice yet, but it will. That's a nice pump from the 6-hour chart here. It was down as low as 1.5 cents, and now we're at 1.85 cents. And I know you're thinking, well, that's just a fraction of a penny. What you're not realizing, though, is that at the bottom parts of these markets, like we're in right now, getting into these juicy bottoms at these fractions of a penny make a huge difference. For instance, check this out. If you were to catch this, if you looked at this wick that was back here and said, they say what gets wicked off and gets candlesticks, maybe I should put a few limit orders in there, maybe just a little bit above, see if I can catch that. If you played it like that, well, you're up 21%, 24%. So if you put $100 in, you're up $25 on fractions of a penny. Now imagine if this one goes from 1.5 cents and doubles in price, goes to 3 cents. What's that $100 worth then? Well, that $100 is worth $200. You can pull your $100 out, and you got $100 worth of these tokens just to let ride free. And if she goes up to $20, you ain't lost nothing. And you got your capital to deploy back into this again or into anything else. Work that bag again. Build those moon bags, baby. Nice chance that we have bounced over here, or could get rejected, come back and just kind of reformulate that. So we're not out of the woods yet for CTI. There is this trend line that we're finding rejection off of. Now we break that trend line, get back into that pattern, hold on to your pants, because we're in a triangle pattern here. Like this. you'd be looking for possibly a parabolic situation to take us back up to about 3.7 cents. Remember we were talking about that 200x or that 100x? Not 100% gain 2x. Yeah, that could be the situation that may play out. I think I'm going to be ballsy enough to leave that on here, so if I come back and it's not true, everybody can laugh at me, but I see that as being a real possibility for this to play out, especially after this nice price rose up, and this could possibly be a cup and handle. Nah, not really. It would have invalidated. Take that off. I'm picky about what I call a cup and handle. Some people are not. I am. But it would qualify more for a double bottom. Now check out this idea. Let's say if it doesn't work out, or maybe even if it does, so we come back up to this area, whether we round out to get up there or just pop up there right now, that qualifies us for an even bigger move. They could take this guy up to 6.4 cents. How crazy is that? How crazy is buying this bottom here and getting up there? 311% crazy. It's not too crazy. It did it before. Is it going to do it again? Because it's got to make a higher high. If she doesn't make a higher high, she's got to start making lower lows. So CTI, I likes it. Grimmer says, I found that ClinTex burned CTI also pretty well for such a small max supply coin. Well, that's kind of cool. It's really a cool project. And DeSci and DPin, some of the AI plays over that's kind of saturated, and you know, some things are. We call it AI because we asked a chatbot how to do it. I don't, you know, I mean, broad range. Is it being applied, or is it just we're just cashing in on the narrative? But CTI, I likes it. DP, have you ever heard of Pambo? No, I have not heard of Pambo. I can. Where's the best place to look for Pambo? See if we can find something out about it. This part of the market, we're seeing lots of new coins. I'm not catching anything on it. It's probably one of those Twitter. If you can't find anything on CoinMarketCap or anything like that, well, that's when you got to go over to X. I wish you hadn't named it X. Everything's trying to be X right now. Unless you want to call it Twitter X. Twitter X I can deal with. But there's too many X's out there. So I'm going to type in search for Pambo here. See what kind of alpha we can find for it. Your thoughts on Solano? Rival token Pambo priced at 0.008, expected to reach $20 due to its utilities. Well, they should have their own Twitter account, I would think. That's what I was actually hoping to look here. Is this it? Pandoshi, Linktree? I don't know if that's it or just another. My Pambo. So new, might want to put it on your radar just to kind of follow it, find some information out about it, but I'm not seeing anything just quite yet. You want something to have a little bit of a leg, a little bit of a following to get in, to kind of reduce your chances of getting into a rug pull. Something's got. I'm not getting anything on that. Why are you not searching for me? Your search isn't matching your record. So no, can't say it. It's not out. It's still in pre-sales, 0.008. I don't know for sure that we can do that here in the U.S. I'm not, but the ICOs, the initial coin offerings, pre-sales and things like that, if you can get into them, you can make some money. It's risky. You kind of do it like the shotgun approach that you do with low cap market caps coins, and shoot what you can into them. But the ones that take off, they, you know, they can make some huge gains. By the time they reach the exchanges, you've already made at least a 10, maybe up to 100x on your return by the time they get there, depending on what prices you get in. So yeah, it's just that we don't do it much on our YouTube streams from the US because they don't let us do it. We're blocked out. Even with VPNs and whatever, you know, it's like, thank you, Gary. Thank you so much. David says it's an L2. Might be interested to look at. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. I'll be back tonight. We'll start taking a look at some more altcoins. I'll get a nice little list. And of course, I still have a list of others that I'm saving for the night streams anyway. Get your list ready. Get my list ready. We'll take a look at the market. See if we can make some money. Do a little trading. See how things are going over on the big Unix account. Are you up? You need to be up. Oh, gosh. I got beat on this little guy. And I got to build her back up on one side. How you doing on assets? How you doing on spot? I went a little degen over there. This may be a good time. I'm not getting anything. I must not be signed in. She's acting funky on me. Check that tonight. That's more for a night stream type thing anyway. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. If you can, hit that like button.
For those of you out there that hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you.
And I will see you guys tonight. Trade carefully this weekend. Let's look for any opportunities that we can to help us out, move things over, switch things around. I think we got that chance. And then get us set up for the big move when it happens. And it will happen. It will. But we got a little sideways and down until it does. We'll see you this evening. Good night, everybody. Still can't do this smooth. Where's my end screen? There we go.
Come on, come here, boy. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade eye of the ground, you hit no one. You will start, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you wish really was about your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Show you like my vibe, pass my candy on my
Road Dog Crypto. What kind of bimbo brings a shovel to a gunfight anyway? I should shoot you right now on general principle.
I know where you sleep, motherfucker.
Listen, shut the f*** up. Let me handle this.
Nip. I can nip this right in the butt like this.
Harley, it's cool, baby. It's cool. We just talking. Harley, baby, stay with me now. Forgive Benny now. He just salty because he FOMO'd in and he bought Sinverse way too high. Want that show with me, baby, not him. Listen, you just hang back and you don't do a goddamn thing. Harley, you're doing great, baby. I'm proud of you, and Joker's proud of you. Tell Harley you're proud of her, Joker.
I'm proud of you, honey bunny.
I love you, honey bunny.
I love you too, honey bunny.
Now I want you to go into that bag and you get out my ledger wallet, and my Sinverse land NFTs better be there. Do you understand me? If a single Sin token is missing from that wallet, my wrath shall be upon you. Do you understand me, motherfucker? Right now, we're just all gonna take a chill pill, and we're gonna tune in and see what Road Dogg said. All right, everybody just calm down. Calm down, it's gonna be all right. It's almost over. It's almost over, Harley. Just calm down.